Please welcome to the court now from Argentina, Tomas Martin Etcheverry. And from Germany, Alexander Zverev. The chair umpire for this match is Aurélie Tout from France.
Okay, so gentlemen, best of 5. We do have live electronic line calling, so you will have the replay of the calls on the board. The clock will be in the corner. The time starts after announce the score. For the towel boxes, Thomas, get the white one for you, and Sasha, you have the red one, okay? We do have video review available, so if you want to challenge, not up or touch, let me know. TV extended and the net device. Any questions? US Open or the trophy? Trophy is called. Trophy. Receive. Say, good match. Thank you.
Hello and welcome everyone. Day 5 of the US Open, the last Friday match on Louis Armstrong Stadium. Third round singles action featuring the world number 4, Sasha Zverev of Germany, taking on Tomas Etcheverry of Argentina. A spot in the round of 16 on the line, and there is that spot available. The winner to take on Brandon Nakashima, player out of San Diego, California, had a brilliant victory over Lorenzo Musetti. Also see Taylor Fritz, another American, in that section of the draw. I'm Leif Shiras, alongside Jan Michael Gamble. Won a couple titles on the ATP Tour, ranked inside the top 15. Jan Micah, a nice evening for tennis. Temperatures are so much more mild than they were the last few days, but plenty of humidity. I think the players will be happy with the conditions.
I think it's a great night to play some tennis, and it could go late into the night indeed, just about 11 o'clock as we begin this match. It will probably begin almost exactly then. So you have to be ready to go. You never know when you're going to play these night matches, and it's difficult to sit there waiting for your match, and these two players have to get ready to go very quickly. Of course, both of them been on tour long enough to know exactly how to do that. We see some of the stats here being displayed for Tomas Martin Etcheverry.
Yeah, stands at 33 in the ranks, a few spots off his career best of 27. That was in February of this year. Greatest success in his career and this year has come on clay. Obviously some wonderful results across Europe. How will his game fit on these hard courts today against Zverev?
The guy's standing at 6'5", so he can bring a little harder serve than you might expect from other clay court players. You mentioned he does play a lot on the clays, had good results this year on the clay. That final in Lyon was a good result there. Barcelona semifinals, Houston semifinals. You kind of get the drift. He wins a lot of matches on the clay. Third round Roland Garros, Leafy. As we look at some of the stats from Zverev, there is a lot of stats to cover.
You know, what a brilliant season. He's had finals of Roland Garros, semifinals at the Australian Open, 4th round at Wimbledon. He leads the tour in matches played and matches won. And I remember he said to the German press that he he had some tests on his body, might have a little fatigue in it, but so I think fitness will be a question maybe tonight, or certainly over the course of the rest of the fortnight. How do you feel that he's playing right at this moment?
I mean, I think he's playing great. I mean, he's had good results throughout the year. It's been a very, very high-level season for him. Played the Olympics. A lot of the players that play the Olympics are a little bit tired, it seems like. You mentioned that fatigue. It's part of the process. It's part of playing the U.S. Open. You have to pick your schedule very wisely. And of course, those 2 Masters 1000 events before. And had a good result in Cincinnati. Made the semifinals there. Quarterfinals in Canada. I'm sure he would have liked a little bit better result. He's used to making semifinals or better at so many tournaments. And it's been a great year. Another great year for Zverev. He keeps packing on great results.
He's had this brilliant season. He's 4 in the world. He's been as high as 2. So he's been knocking on the door of that incredible achievement, whether it's #1 in the world or maybe even a major title. As we look at France's Aurélie Torts, who will work the chair today.
Zverev putting together another great event in Rome, winning another Masters 1000 title. It's an event he's had won before.
Yeah, 2 Rome titles. That's impressive.
That's pretty impressive.
6 Masters 1000s in total. And a couple of ATP finals that he won. So he's knocking on the door of continued great achievement. Of course, this one's eluded him. U.S. Open finals, serving for the match against Dominic Thiem, couldn't get over the line.
Got just a little bit tight in that game when he served for it. It was a very different Zverev. The serve would falter, especially the second serve was an issue for him then. He's solved those issues for the most part. He'll throw a double here and there, but nothing that's usually losing in matches. He's got one of the most consistent first serves in tennis. He often serves in the 70 percentile range on those first serves, and it is effective. It's a big serve, and he wins a lot of free points with it. And he brings alongside that, and of course, he's standing at 6'6", certainly helps to make those big first serves, but alongside that, the good returns. There is our matchup.
A spot in the 4th round as we make our way into Labor Day weekend here on a Friday. Of course, you get yourself into the 4th round, you've made the 2nd week of the majors, you make the turn into the 2nd week, so you put yourself in a fairly exclusive club, the final 16. So that's what's on the line here today. Etcheverry has 1 Grand Slam quarterfinal run. That was at Roland Garros last year. So he's had a taste of the big time, but never on this surface before. We'll see how he manages tonight.
Alexander Zverev to serve. Ready? Play.
Oh.
Ladies and gentlemen, Alexander Zverev is challenging to see if there are a double box.
So not up called immediately. This is unheard of to use it right on the first point. We have a replay system since last year, Leaf, on many of the courts.
I'm a little surprised by this, but Zverev obviously felt that he got the ball because he immediately said, "Can I challenge that?" Did you? I didn't get a real sense, but I thought he got under the ball.
I thought he might have got there. It's tough. She's a lot closer, obviously. This is what the replay system is for. To challenge these kinds of calls, or whether maybe you hit your opponent with the ball. A lot of that for doubles, probably. Did you touch the net or not? Calls like that. Can't use it on the line calls. It does take them just a little bit. They're probably waking up in there. There's a
They're just getting settled in.
They haven't had many of these challenges so far in this week.
Their first point of the match.
Oh, it looks like a not up.
Yep, not up. That looked like a second bounce to me. Zverev just didn't get it right. If that's the replay they're going with.
It's
look at the
It's blatant not up.
Yeah, the team of officials are going to look at that replay. I'd like to say that this might change the fortunes of the match, but it is just the 1 point, right?
The very first point of the match. Bold of Sasha to call that.
Now, every point is so valuable. And on this very court, Karolina Pliskova, she was in the...
As you can see, there is a double bounce, so the call is confirmed. Love 15.
Zverev looking a little bit like he was betrayed, but he was wrong.
Nice move forward by Zverev. He's on the board. And just to finish the story about Karolina Pliskova, she played 3 points, and in that last point, the 3rd point at the start of the match, she hurt her foot and had to retire. So it was a 6-minute match. So things can happen in a couple of moments.
Yeah, Pliskova beside herself having to make that decision. She's had a problem with that foot for some time now and just made it a little bit worse against Mayar Sharif in her first round 3-setter, and then just couldn't get through the next one against Paolini. Paolini was an easy one there.
Of course, 3rd round matches again tomorrow, but today, action from the bottom half of the men's side. And also bottom half of the women's. Kind of a slow start for Zverev.
I mentioned that high percentage that he usually has in serves. Just game 1, but he's at 0% right now. 0 for 4. That's how he finds himself here.
So Etcheverry will take advantage of that charity from Zverev, who coughed up some unforced errors on the back end. We don't see too many of those happening for the German. Former player, very accomplished player.
Feels like we're going to see a lot of rallies just like that last one. It's Etcheverry's sort of plays a neutral game often in the rallies, doesn't go too big. He needs to get the ball deep, try to dictate a little bit. Don't want Zverev to have too many opportunities like that last one. He's not going to keep missing those shots.
Out of La Plata, Argentina, does most of his training in Buenos Aires. Better point there from Zverev, getting the range on the forehand right.
Yeah, starting to work himself into some of these rallies. Important hold here for Etcheverry. Stay ahead. Keep casting doubt the way of the German.
There's a good serve. It does well, underlines the break advantage. Etcheverry with a win in the first round over Giovanni Pecci-Pericard, an emerging young French player. And then the win over Francisco Cerundolo, and that's when he was sick on the court.
Yeah,
Amazing he was able to play through that.
Very impressive to get through that one. Got a little revenge on Pecci-Pericard, who beat him in the finals of Lyon. Clay court event there before Roland Garros.
Yeah, that was Pecci-Pericard's first career title. Event. Yeah.
It was a wild card that week.
Even better.
Pretty impressive.
Yeah, that's an inexcusable error, really, at his high level. Fairly short ball, plenty of space to hit into, and missed it over the baseline. Of course, the day that Etcheverry was sick on court, temperatures well into the mid-90s. Talk about extreme conditions.
You felt you were playing in a fishbowl too. It's just complete humidity out there. It's so tough.
That's where there are so many facets to being prepared for your next match. The powers of recovery. Can you get over that? Get yourself back to feeling normal and suddenly reinvest yourself in another match.
It's fortunate that the weather has turned so nice for the players last couple days. Been perfect. Sometimes at the US Open here you have several days where it's that humid. There's been quite a number of defaults, or I should say retirements. Some players actually pulling up before the match in this tournament, more than I've seen in a while.
Yeah, nicely done. Good forehand volley there. Took the pace out of it.
40-15.
Sasha's starting to find his range here on the ground strokes, and especially the forehand. That's the shot that can go off on him a little bit from time to time. Nice backhand there from Etcheverry. Like seeing that. He laid into it a little bit more. Got some good depth into that forehand. That's the side you want to attack if you can get the depth over there with something on the ball. Keep an eye on that service percentage. 20% is it's just the second game, but now, Leaf, you don't see that very often.
No.
Two-hander, just about as trusty a shot as anybody possesses in the world.
When in trouble, he can dial up a serve like that. That's impressive. Out wide. Second ace. All right, back to deuce we go. It's a good athletic point there from Zverev.
You really have to appreciate this play from Etcheverry. I liked him coming forward, doing something a little bit different. It's too good there from Sasha on that approach pass.
Well, it was something of an ordeal getting that first game, but he gets it done the second time of asking. So Etcheverry has the break and has a 2-1 lead.
.134 from Etcheverry there.
Yeah, that's pretty big.
Just surpassed Zverev at 132 for fastest serve. Seen some nice variety so far from Etcheverry. He's been driving through some of these shots, some slicing. Definitely has more rhythm in this match so far than his opponent.
think that's a nice sponsor tag on his arm to have, the Duracell.
I was thinking the same thing.
He's showing some great
awesome
energy.
one.
Boy, a foot fault called. So not only does the electronic line calling system pick up the calls, it'll also pick up a toe on the line. Man, he's struggling to find the court.
Targeting sensors just a little off for Zverev today. He's just had a slow start. Will it continue? It's the question, because Etcheverry pretty locked in.
Yeah, this is a very struggling opponent for Etcheverry. So he's done the right thing. He's got the break, continues to play well behind his serve. And really taking advantage of everything that Zverev has given him here. Download the US Open app to follow your favorite players, track scores and stats. You can watch match highlights, get player news, and new this year, you can watch live 3D views of all the singles matches available on the Apple App Store and Google Play Store. Now, when you came out, Jan Mike, and maybe you weren't feeling your best or playing your best, is there anything you could focus on to pick up the pace, find your rhythm?
Absolutely. You need to keep moving those feet. Pick up the feet. Move a little bit more, bounce around a lot. See if you can get your feet under you. Also, bring those targets in just a little bit. If you're missing the ball long, try to maybe bring it in a couple feet. So you can stay in the rallies, even in some of those putaways that he's missed. Still be a winner probably if he brought it in a little bit. I expect, as accomplished as Zverev is, that he will do that. Also on your serve, you need to make sure that you're using your legs, really getting up for the ball. Is the toss in the right spot? There's a few little things, a little checklist you can go down, whether you have it written in a book, as some players do, or if it's just in your head, pretty easy to go down that checklist and say, well, this is one thing that's not going well.
Yeah, that is a bad miss.
15-30.
He's had plenty of them already.
Got a couple forehands like that one.
Yep, Sasha Senior, Alex Senior, his dad courtside. Strong tennis player in his own right back in the day. Davis Cup for the Soviet Union. The family emigrated from Russia in 1991. Just as the government was sort of destabilized, it was a good time to get out of Russia. There's older brother Misha. Misha was born in Moscow in 1987. Younger brother Sasha, born in Hamburg, Germany in 97. Whew. That's the best shot he's made today.
What a shot that was. Beautiful little angle. That's sort of what you expect from this man. Played it close to the line. It worked out.
Well, that looks a little bit more familiar. Sasha Zverev, who is a former world #2 in the backhand, one of the best in the business, works well there. 2-3 achievement here on the hard courts. Not his favorite surface. So Etcheverry's served well so far, but he's not doing a whole lot from the baseline. He's in this position because of many errors. 13 unforced errors so far from Zverev. That's a crazy number. I don't expect that it will continue like that, but we've seen some weird things in this tournament. Carlos Alcaraz losing in straight sets. Yeah, that was another moment where a player of his stature, we just didn't recognize that game and the mistakes he was playing, and underpowered too.
He just didn't have it, and he didn't get it. He thought that he was going to play better and better, and Butojenko just too good on the day.
Yeah,
a solid player. Yeah, Etcheverry's similar from the baseline, solid from the baseline. Well, he's serving big, 137 now. In that one, he missed it. I'm loving the serve, but I think he could go bigger on the ground strokes. Don't know if he will. Still having some success into the forehand side of Zverev.
Ooh, that was a nice volley. Zverev got to it. Unable to finish. Nice to see Etcheverry utilizing all the parts of the court. His record on clay this year is 18-12 on clay. Just 6-7 on hard courts. So he's having to learn the artistry of hard court tennis on the fly.
See Sasha's trying something a little bit different there, coming in on the return. Took a backhand there, and he was a little too far over to really cover the cross court. Etcheverry didn't have to do too much with that pass. I don't mind the play from Zverev, though. Does put different kind of pressure on the server.
here's another game for Etcheverry. You sense that Zverev was finding a bit more rhythm. But Etcheverry avoids trouble on his serve and gets himself a 4-2. Yeah,
Zverev just reaching ever so slightly, Leaf, on that last backhand. That's why he couldn't control it and try to go for an angle at the same time. That's hard to pull off.
Wonderful exchange there. We were talking about the conditions of these hard courts, fairly medium fast, but boy, in the extreme heat they really were playing quick. I feel a little bit like they've slowed down just a tad.
Yeah, tend to slow down just a little bit at night. Changes things a little bit. At least the roof is still open, so that can slow down things even more, create more humidity.
All right, that's a love service game for Zverev, so he's finding the range on his serve. But he's still down a break here at 3-4. There's plenty of time invested in the futures and the challenges before making the breakthrough in 2023, cracking the top 30. One of the best shots of the evening. The running forehand winner.
Etcheverry leaving the ball just a little bit too short, really, in that rally. He had to come up with something unbelievable, and he did exactly that. What a shot indeed. Full stretch. That's an athletic move. I still feel like having to come up with forehands like that on the first point over the course of a match is difficult. Can be done. But Zverev is going to keep coming, I think, if he keeps the ball, if Etcheverry keeps leaving the ball pretty short, just past the service line, some of these groundies.
scores continue to pile up for Zverev.
I feel like there's just a threat so far in this match, the threat of the consistency. It's like he's threatening him with consistency. Etcheverry is just not going to miss. He's hitting a lot of balls right up the middle, and he's been successful. He'll be just dumbstruck if it continues though to work against Zverev.
Surprising he went after that. I think that's the first drop shot he's played, certainly on a big point like that. So Zverev breaks back. Misha and his brother on the right. Of course, also in the box a little further to Misha's left there is Jez Green, who was really the man who built the body of Sasha Zverev. The 5-year plan when they started working a few years back. So I'm sure he's having a hand in working with Sasha again a bit here at the Open.
Now it feels like Etcheverry's feeling the pressure to do more with the ground strokes as Zverev a little bit more locked in, not making the errors, at least as many of them.
And there's Jez Green.
To mention Etcheverry's service percentage down at 41%. I was harping on Zverev's, saying it was low for him, certainly.
And here he comes. Now he's finding the range.
There just is something to be said. You're sitting around in the player lounge or the locker room, and your mind starts to just play tricks on you. How long is this match in front of me going to take? I've already warmed up on the tennis court. I can't go back out to the tennis court, so you're probably doing something in the gym that they have for the players, but it can be tricky to get your body moving, your mental state going, even for seasoned players like this. He's there now, it seems. It's taken about 40 minutes of tennis to get Zverev going. As soon as I say that, he throws in a double.
Well, he's still trying to get it into fourth gear. Serve has been a little bit of an issue, the third double fault.
And neither one with stellar percentages, at least on the first serves yet. Both doing a good job when they're making the first serves.
Of course, when we tell you how many unforced errors they have, that includes double faults.
Another one. Etcheverry, when he's making those first serves, he's at 78% points won, 7 for 9. Zverev only has given up 2 points on first serves made as well. It puts him at 85%. He's hit a few more, 11 for 13.
That was an excellent reply from a deep ball in the backhand corner. Wow.
It's interesting watching Etcheverry matches. Sometimes I think he has his best shots when he's in dire straits. That's a beautiful backhand delivery up the line. He hit a forehand, an unbelievable one in the previous game on the dead of run. He's used to players attacking him, so has the ability out of the corners to create some magic. Souvenir for that fan.
Yeah, enough pressure and pace into that corner. That time worked for Zverev. Long service game right here at the end of this opening set.
Snazzy polo shoes that they have on the personnel.
Very colorful.
Yeah, love it.
All right, here's a point for 5-4. And he gets it. Boy, this has been a nice recovery. We've traded breaks for on serve, but it's Zverev now who has the lead at 5-4.
First serve percentage is just not getting it done. He's going to need to get it higher than 39% where he's sitting now. What a shot that was. Inside in for the winner there, catching the inside of the line. It's a nice point. Again, Etcheverry pretty neutral. Tell right here.
Good time for that. That's an excellent serve out wide. Boy, that had a blinker on it. It was left turn all the way.
He's gone big with a lot of those serves there on those first serves that he's making. That one added some spin to it, slowed it down a little bit.
Yeah, finally able to get the point and the game. He invested so much, and he's able to get to 5-all.
5-all. First set.
Now, you may have heard some cheers and a few roars from the crowd. And that was actually from Arthur Ashe Stadium across the way. Alexei Poprin upsetting Novak Djokovic. So Djokovic and Alcaraz out of the U.S. Open before the round of 16.
Arthur Ashe becoming a graveyard court this year for the seeds.
Incredible development.
Side.
Yeah, that's good tennis.
The draw in this tournament is certainly opening up. Think about who the favorite to win it now is. There's only Medvedev should get a mention as I think the only remaining champion here, former champion. Of course, Sinner.
Yeah, Jannik Sinner, the top seed, the Italian. Casper Ruud, possibly. He's a
former finalist.
Yes.
And there's maybe some chances for some Americans to truly make their mark. Or this man. He's been there in the final before. It's a good ball right there. Nice depth on that one from Etcheverry.
All right, here's 15-30. This now, break points as suddenly the errors have reappeared in the Zverev game.
Interesting. 19 unforced errors. You might see a match where Zverev only makes that in 3 sets. Another good backhand there with excellent depth from Etcheverry to put the pressure on. See if he can keep it on here.
he's done well when he's been up at the net. Another good volley.
13-14.
A much more offensive mindset from Zverev. 9 for 13 at the net. Just about 70% points won. Etcheverry 2 for 4. He's come up a little bit. Wouldn't mind seeing him coming up a little bit more. Got to be careful against Sasha. You don't want to give him a target too often, but variety is good.
It's wide. So Tomas Etcheverry has got the break back, and now he's got 6-5 and a chance to serve for this set. Still not completely sure that Etcheverry is in command of all his powers. Up a break earlier, lost it. A fairly routine error on the two-hander. Does he have enough to get over the line here and get this set in the books? Another error. Now he's trying to do a couple things today for the first time. One is to beat Zverev. That's just the one previous meeting that Zverev won at Roland Garros. He's also never beaten a top 10 player. He's 0-9 against top 10 players, and no shame in that. Obviously, they're in the top 10 for a reason. However, that would be a challenging prospect.
25 years old. Etcheverry, you figure, needs to have wins like that at some point if he wants to be a top player. It's been in the top 30 in the world, 27 to be exact, 33 currently. The goal would be top 20, of course. Opportunity knocking here for the Argentine.
Right at the stroke of midnight. Set point. is able to sew up the set. So he has crafted a nice opener here. 7-5, trying to pull off the upset, and he's taken an important first step. And here's Sasha Zverev serving first in the second set. Louis Armstrong Stadium court. Last match of the day. So glad he could be with us. Leif Shiras alongside Jan-Michael Gamble. And one thing that really has distinguished Zverev this year is the high level of play. But that's not what we saw in that opening set. Mistakes everywhere for the German.
It's interesting. You wonder what's going through his mind. Is he thinking about the fact that this is a match he should win? On paper, it doesn't mean anything really when you walk on the court. We talk about it. When I was playing, I was trying not to think about matches I should win. Just try to play one point at a time. That was always the goal. Is the goal for these guys. Are the holes in the draw something that he's maybe thought about a little bit? Big opportunity for Zverev to once again go extremely deep in the draw here. I don't know. Could go through your mind when you see Alcaraz go down. Hear whispers of Novak.
Yeah, there's another one over the baseline.
15-13.
Just barely. That's about as close as you could miss a ball.
Yeah, it's about a millimeter.
Well, you mentioned this is the last match, but it's not the last match. There's Ash. This is the last match on Armstrong. Is Sabalenka and Alexandrova just warming up on Ash.
Yeah, and that's been an ongoing discussion with the tennis tours over the years, is late starting matches go into the morning hours.
And the question is, how late is too late to start a match? 12 seems pretty late to me. Another trip forward successful for Zverev.
30-14.
I get the feeling that Etcheverry is doing a little bit what Zverev does to other players, you know, just solid from the back. Either extract the error, or if your opponent comes in, you do well with a passing shot. Just wonder how Zverev's going to counteract that, playing as erratically as he is right now. He's got another break point. He's got a face on serve.
That might sting a little. Second serve into the backhand. It's a pretty trusty backhand. See Etcheverry going for some depth on it. Just a little too much depth, unfortunately, as it drifts long. Right idea.
deep approach shot. So Zverev, after fighting off the break points, settled in nicely. His brother Misha giving him a nod of approval and support. Maybe that's just what the German needed. Something positive. Coming through a little adversity doesn't hurt. And the draw is really opening up. The only top 3 seed left, Jannik Sinner, the very top of the draw. He plays Chris O'Connell, the Aussie, tomorrow.
Oh, what a shot. Well done from Etcheverry. That's a difficult volley. Nice and low on it. A little feel in the hands. Some backspin there. Watch that ball just wobble as it goes through the air with all that spin.
Yeah, the last time here at the U.S. Open that 2 of the top 3 seeds were beaten before the round of 16. You have to go back to 1973. Ilie Nastase and Arthur Ashe, the number 2 and 3 seeds, upset.
One game all, second sets.
He continues to play with consistency, and it pays off.
For serve percentage, we're only getting a small slice of the pie that we'll have a little bit later in the second set, but the percentage is 75%, made 3 of the 4 first serves in that game. That is helpful.
Good-looking forehand, straight as an arrow, right down the line.
We are seeing some greater depth now from Etcheverry in the ground stroke exchanges. He's getting the ball a fair bit deeper on the both the backhand and the forehand, especially the forehand. I've come to now expect him to hit good shots out of the corner. That was a beautiful forehand indeed.
a nice little touch. Wasn't a bad ball from Etcheverry, but the volley from Zverev just a little too good. So he gets the point and the game, and he'll sit down at 2-1.
Another slider there, Etcheverry. Oh, the fans denied. Ball bounced back into the court. They might get a souvenir.
He was just that close.
Gotta snag that.
Too hot to handle. 15-all. Oh, he is served out wide beautifully.
Third ace of the set, fourth for the match. He's liking that one. If he keeps hitting the out wide serve that well, he's going to set up some opportunities to go tee in the deuce court.
Shot from Etcheverry. Just sliced it down low.
Little chip shot. Etcheverry continues to come up with just amazing stuff out of the corners. That is a difficult ball to deal with. Right off your shoelaces. Not easy.
Yeah, you have to be impressed with this man's commitment to balls in play. I mean, he's willing to play these deep rallies, something that Zverev normally does to other guys. So the game plan for Etcheverry, a little bit of variety on the backhand, depth in the ground strokes. Seems to be working well. I think it helps that Zverev isn't as sharp as he normally is. Stay connected to the U.S. Open on Facebook, X, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, and WhatsApp. Join the conversation with hashtag US Open. Plenty of social media options for you to pursue for all the good news about the U.S. Open.
All the shocking news that we've had so far.
Boy, have we ever.
Coco Gauff even having a tough match today. Lost that first set against Svitolina. Found a way through it. 3-3 in the next couple of sets. Gauff locked in. Seems to be playing better than she has this summer.
Yeah, a couple other Americans did not make it through the third round today. Peyton Stearns was beaten, as was Madison Keys.
And the frustration continues to plague Zverev, especially on that forehand side. Discrepancy there in the unforced errors continues, 2-8 in this second set. A snarl there from Etcheverry. You see that?
Yeah.
Okay. I like it.
Yeah, he's fired up at the possibilities here tonight. Look at these chances. 2-3. 2 break points. Can he get one of them? And he does. Excellent deep backhand line. And Zverev does not have the answers right now as Etcheverry to 3-2. He's got 4 aces. And here in the second set, he's got a 3-2 lead.
Well, if you're coaching Etcheverry, you got to be pretty proud of the way he's approached this match. I mean, he's happy to take the ball up the middle, stay in the rallies. He's started to hit more depth on the strokes, hitting the ball a little bit bigger. Great out of the corners. Just seen him come to the net a little bit, and the serve making its mark.
And that was 127 into the body.
Now, he might not try to serve like this on a clay court. Don't need to hit the serves quite as big. You need to show us a little bit more variety, some kick serves, really helpful. On a hard court like this, when it's playing medium fast or even fast, the serve is a big deal. 134 on that one. Look at that. Etcheverry just right there with average first serve speed. In fact, Etcheverry at 123 and Zverev at 123.8. If that matters, you'd be a stat monger to care about that. But in this set, serving better than Zverev percentage-wise. 62% is pretty good. Happy fan.
Now she's got her souvenir.
He's got to make sure to get it signed by the winner of the match.
Underlines the break.
Etcheverry leads 4 games to 2, second sets.
He doesn't want to make the deficit any larger. He's got to find a way to take care of his serve right here.
Quick game here could give a little boost of confidence, see if he can get back on track. One of the better returners in the game, so it does put that pressure on servers. So that's going to be in the mind of both of these players, but Etcheverry served well enough to not have to deal with it as much. In fact, Etcheverry for this set is 100%, 8 for 8 on his first serves that he's put in the court.
Yeah, that's a pretty reassuring stat line when you're getting your first serve in and you're winning the point as consistently as that. However, Zverev gets a love service game, but Tomas Etcheverry would like to end that run of the German and put himself in the fourth round, something he's never done before on a hard court here at the US Open.
I like how he's taking care of the things he can take care of, even on the sidelines here when he's sitting down. That's his third, I think, shirt change, so 2 per set, I think, is what he's doing. Midway through the set, he's very kind of aware of that, not letting that stick to him, sort of like what Tiafoe doing in his match. There was just a pile of shirts. I mean, it's humid still. It's nice weather, but having that cling to you, it can be difficult in a match. And it really starts to affect you on your serve. So, smart. Take care of your equipment.
Yeah, that's got to help Etcheverry feel fresh and ready to go, because you mentioned that he was taken ill on the court in his last match. Conditions very extreme. He had to go through a lot just to get back to feeling normal post-match. Oh, what a point. That was something.
Great point from both players there. It was an excellent backhand out of the corner to keep the point going off that approach shot. This shot right here, what a shot that is. Sasha had a volley in answer. This was the obvious choice on that little short volley there. The lob. Some pressure on the Etcheverry serve.
Well, here's a chance for Zverev. Now, if he's a backgammon player, he's played a lot of backgammon today. He was down a break in the opening set, fought back, down a break here in the second, trying to get back into this one. Be a dangerous game. It does well there.
We've seen that play numerous times, and if you're a Zverev fan, watch him a lot. This is a play that he makes pretty often. Etcheverry opening up the court nicely with that cross-court forehand, getting up on the net. That's excellent. Love seeing that. 3 for 3 at the net in this set. Etcheverry.
He's got himself another chance.
Advantage, Zverev.
Yeah, that's one of his bread and butter plays, the two-handed backhand pass. He can go either way with it. There was the cross court.
That's what I said a little bit earlier, is you got to be careful you don't give Zverev too many targets. He has the answers if you do.
Does get the break back. Girlfriend Sophia. German model, an actress, TV presenter.
That was a tight forehand. Did not get the racket through.
Yeah, you've got to accelerate on the ball. Look at the 35 unforced errors.
That's crazy.
And that's a big number for someone as proficient as this man. It's turning into one of those days for him, though.
Oh, no. Possible that the grip got a little slippery. He switched the racket out there. He lost his grip on that overhead.
Yeah, an overhead smash right on top of the net. Almost inexcusable at this level. Love 30.
Wouldn't have believed my eyes if somehow Etcheverry had made that lob worthwhile. This time actually on top of the net. Enough on that one. unfortunate that time. Zverev, that forehand didn't make it over the net. Something that Etcheverry should usually make. But a good return.
Yeah, look at that, 133 miles per hour. And give that man a cigar. It's got a souvenir. And he was able to get out of trouble, down 15-30 in the game. All right, but he survives it. So that's 3 straight games and 5-4. You know, 131 miles per hour. That's going to work for you.
Those first serves came back a little bit more often in the last game. Zverev able to get a few good strikes on the returns.
Man, that is big.
It's now the fastest serve of the night in this match. Okay. Oh. Team pleased with that.
Now, this is something he's obviously improved. He always wanted to add a little more firepower to his game, and he certainly found it on the serve.
I've always felt that he should have it. He stands at 6 feet 5 inches tall. Has the great frame for a big serve.
Sure
got a
does.
nice looking serve as well. Good motion. Getting closer and closer to a second set tie break. Tomas Martin cannot believe that that was in, and neither can I.
Yeah, must have grabbed a part of the line because it looked very close.
Oh, Etcheverry played an excellent point there, getting extreme depth. And Good effort from Zverev to deal with it.
Zverev wins a big game. All these games are so vital right now. Obviously down a set, but here in the second he's ahead 6-5.
I see some new faces deep in this draw.
Yeah, he's gotten a lot of reward when he does play transition tennis.
I'm not sure if Zverev gets enough credit for his volleys. They're actually quite good. Gets up there, keeps that racket right out in front, keeps things simple. Knocks all the pace off of that, some spin. He's made a few good volleys today. He's been up there quite a bit. 17 for 24 when Sasha's made it up there to the net. Another ace from Etcheverry. Surprisingly, he leads that category today. Also leads the speed category at 137 versus 134. Both big serves, though.
I mean, Etcheverry is just playing above the rim. I mean, he's elevating so many facets of its game here, and it's not surprising.
Yeah, it's funny if you said, hey, there's a player over there, and you take a look at him, you would think that he would have actually a game like this. Big, strong guy, 6'5". I would expect that he'd have a big serve,
yeah.
But the fact that he grew up on clay. Nice pass there. Not enough on that little pickup. Tough shot to put away for Etcheverry. But the fact that he grew up on clay, of course, cultivated his movement and the ground strokes first. Well, the serve more and more often is like today, and it comes along with those good ground strokes he possesses. And if he can get outside of his sort of neutral play, which we've actually seen quite a bit of today, he can start having even better results in tournaments like these.
Zverev moves well. Not a bad drop shot, but boy, it's tough to beat Zverev with plays like that. Got a good jump. And you were talking about growing up on clay. It sort of begs the question, do you learn to play consistent tennis first, or should learn to build power first?
I think the important thing is the kind of game that lends itself to you. I had power first, needed to learn consistency.
Right.
Needed to learn to stay in points a little bit longer, make better decisions. Some players already sort of have that intrinsically.
so good.
Etcheverry really just played that like a chess match. That entire rally was ahead. But look at the speed from Zverev to track these balls down. That ball there, maybe Etcheverry could have been at the net. I don't know. He wasn't. Had to hit a couple more shots.
A 25-shot rally.
That's a pressure position to be in right there, and he came up with the goods.
Well, not to the tiebreaker yet. Getting into our 7th minute of this vital, vital game. So good in defense. And maybe his best moment of the night.
Demanding some applause from these fans. This certainly deserved it. Not a bad approach. Got to get over there and cover the entire part of the court. It's tough too when you hit the ball there. You're vulnerable up the line as well.
Nearly pulled off another running pass. Instead, we're back to deuce.
That was close. Just have to admire Etcheverry there. Back to the net after just being passed. Tricky thing about playing against Zverev, there's no other real option. You have to build the point. But eventually, if he doesn't miss, you got to find a way to get in there and try to attack him a little bit. Otherwise, he just floats the ball out of the corner and gets back in the rallies. Comes forward himself. Team enjoying themselves. What do you think, Leafy? You like that serve there? Just point starter?
I mean, he's serving so well. You know, why holster one of your best weapons? You know,
yeah, I don't love it.
Hit it big.
I don't love it. That's not what's got him here.
Sometimes I watch Ben Shelton, and he will spin in a serve. And it's, why? You know, you've got this great serve. 2 hours of tennis, trying to figure out 2 sets. Zverev goes there.
Didn't really have a choice, but a little bit casual on that drop shot. Did work out. What a return. So solid on that ball contact there. A little bit guidey on that forehand up the line there. I've seen that a few times this match where he just didn't accelerate through.
Well, look at the length of this game. Go have a cup of tea and still be playing it when they come back. Or maybe a honey deuce. Maybe that would be more appropriate.
Some of these fans might need a cup of coffee at this. It's 2 in the morning. Getting 1 in the morning right now.
That's over. Yeah, the net cord winner. It's deuce number 6. No, that's out. Got a second set point opportunity. Zverev has found a way back. Struggling to find his best tennis, but he finds a way to win the second. And after over 2 hours of tennis, a 13-minute game to get the break, we are at 1 set all. Incredible. All right, welcome back, everyone. Louis Armstrong Stadium court. Sasha Zverev, Tomas Etcheverry renew their battle. 1 set apiece. Number 4 seed is serving first in the third.
some inspired tennis from Zverev to figure out a way to win that second set. He was down 4-2 in. Let's see if he can keep the inspiration going here. Serve much better in the second set at 70% for the match. Percentage is moving up to a better category. It's almost at 60%. Both players enjoying a healthy statistic of about 70%, 75% on first serve points won. So those first serves are pretty important. Etcheverry at 74%. Get through some of these games a little bit quicker. Feel pretty good about yourself. Especially after the battle in that last one. That'll wear you down mentally, if not physically.
They'd right, the last game of the second set was a 14-minute game, maybe a little bit over that, and it's got to be a momentum builder. Obviously, you win the set and you win that battle.
Yeah, you feel really good. He's carried that nicely now into this first game of the third. 40-15 here, looking for 1-0.
We're both walking over. But come on.
Right. Sort of feel for Sasha there. Didn't look like it hit the net, but that machine's pretty sensitive. It did go off. Arlie Tort has no choice but to call it. It's not really worth arguing about.
Yeah, it's hard to argue with the technology. The machines are taking over, Jen, Mike.
They certainly are. It's sometimes I feel like those things are too sensitive.
Right. Etcheverry battles back to deuce.
Etcheverry putting some early pressure, battling back. He's, in this match, broken early in both of the sets.
He didn't want to flirt going down the line there for some reason. I think his most natural shot on the two-hander is cross court. Just wanted to make sure he got it into play, and it paid off. All right, he's able to get this opening game. It's a really wonderful moment. In fact, he played Novak Djokovic at the Australian Open this year in the 3rd round. So kind of a nice moment for him to be across the net for the man who he so idolized as a young teen.
Excellent backhand in the corner there to draw the short ball. The part of the game that I feel like Zverev has improved the most over the last couple of years is that forehand moving forward. He really is very offensive with it now and deals with mid-court balls so well.
Played that serve. First double fault for the Argentine.
That's the right shot from Sasha Zverev right there. It was a well-played point from both. Got the forehand he wanted. A little into the body. Couldn't quite hit through it.
Suddenly a couple of errors from Etcheverry. Last point on the forehand there on the backhand. So this is an important moment, certainly for Zverev, but Etcheverry wants to avoid getting behind a break. Boy, that one almost hit the baseline. Yep, there's the break. And one thing that distinguished Etcheverry's play was how consistent he was, but suddenly a rash of errors and Zverev has the lead.
A couple things have been going on in this match. It's the Zverev unforced errors, of course, in the first set was the big surprise, and a few of those trickled into the second set. And we did see Etcheverry hit the ball a little bit deeper, a little bit bigger as well in the second set, and he's stopped doing that. I think that now Zverev is controlling a lot of these rallies more so than ever before in this match. And Etcheverry's kind of going back into neutral mode. I'm not sure that that's going to work. It hasn't here in the third. It's 2-0.
Oh, it landed in. Boy. You got a good look at it and let it go.
Went for the freebie, and they're right there smack dab in the middle of that baseline. The horror of letting one of those balls go. Well, that's more like it. Better depth on that return. Zverev didn't get out of the way of it. Got caught.
Found the range on that forehand. Yeah, lots of spin to bring it into that small target.
A couple of great serves as well to set up this opportunity to get back on track in this game. Back to 30 all. Excellent forehand again on the run. Found the depth again. Twice in this game he's hit perfect shots. Don't forget that one early that Zverev let go. It was a pretty easy volley.
A lovely drop shot. A little touch of inspiration. And he deserves that ovation for that drop shot winner for 1-2. After that last match where he was sick on the court, he did withdraw from the doubles tournament. So maybe saved enough energy to produce a long match here today.
Can be tough to lose a point like that. pretty good second ball, and Zverev with the big backhand out of the corner. Oh, it caught the line. What a forehand. Looked like when he was loading up on it, it might be another forehand that drifts a little bit long, but he got the racket acceleration this time on it.
Yeah, a little bit of that topspin right at the end of the trajectory.
Topspin's a good spin.
It's going to help that ball spin down into the court. There was another one. It set up that ball in the center of the court. Knocks down the winner for 15-40.
It's just a nice amount of arc on those shots there. Just enough for that spin as you see the ball in slow-mo there whizzing through the court.
Showtime.
Got caught. Good way to improvise on that.
Combination of plays, and Zverev gets the break advantage again.
Zverev leads 3-1.
Known for his power, this was a pretty nice touch right here.
Yeah, it's a beautiful shot. And you know what? That's a great defensive point from Etcheverry. He really made Sasha earn this. That's excellent tennis. The tennis has really come up here for Zverev.
3 straight breaks of serve. Stay connected to the U.S. Open on Facebook, X, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, and WhatsApp. Join the conversation with hashtag US Open. From deep in the court, an absolute rocket. Yeah, he's back near the signage.
Another great shot from the corner from Etcheverry. Talked about Zverev really enjoying a target when his opponents come forward, but Etcheverry's done some really high-level stuff from the corners as well.
Come on, come on.
Oh, the little IBM tracker there, it counted that as an unforced error. I don't know why. It was a good return. Excellent depth on it. That was pushing Zverev around a little bit. That's why he missed the shot. That's not an unforced error.
Yeah, they would have called it a forced error, right?
Should have been called a forced error.
Yeah.
That last one, maybe an unforced error. But the returns have been good in this game from Etcheverry. Poised to perhaps break back again. This match actually playing out more like a clay court match after all. All the breaks have served.
Yeah. Four in the last 5 games. And we have another. Still a second breakpoint chance for Etcheverry.
That's well done. It's a nice angle on the forehand there. It's not as easy of a ball to hit as Sasha made it look.
I thought Etcheverry did well getting that serve back into play. It was a heavy angle out wide. 125, and he got involved in the point.
That double fault seems like a pressure double fault, for as well as Etcheverry returned. That's on the mind of Zverev.
Oh, 127 down the middle.
It's good speed for a serve that had some slice on it.
Service.
Let this one go. Boy, that one looked to be a fairly straightforward play.
Well, the previous ball, if you've been following this match from the start, that he let go was right on the line, and you never know on those. It was a floater. This one, it looked like it was in from the start. Can't look for the free point there. You got to take the volley and make it. Wasn't a difficult volley, I don't think. Another big serve up the tee solves that break point.
takes that one in the air. Decisive play.
He's got a nice overhead. Good contact on that. Footwork coming forward is ever so important on a shot that looks kind of easy, but if you take that out of the air, it's moving backwards, you're moving forward. Make sure you're in the perfect position.
And really serves his way out of trouble. Avoids losing the serve after getting the break. This time, he makes the break stand up as he sits down 4-1. Just putting a little space between him and his challenger, Tomas Etcheverry. He flirted with the baseline a couple of times there.
The forehand had enough spin to bring it down, didn't it? And the backhand didn't quite.
Yeah, a little too flat. It's an important game for Etcheverry. Obviously loses this one, and the set could be lost in the next game.
Well, Zverev is returning a lot better now in this match, and Etcheverry just not getting the 3 points on serve like he was in the first set and a half, really. There's one there, but pretty amazing when you look at the score line, how close Etcheverry was to being up 2 sets to love.
No, not that time. He's played some nice low backhand underspin shots. It definitely keeps the ball out of the Zverev strike zone. It's tough to generate pace when the ball's that low. But that one a little too low. 15-30.
Better in that serve, outlined what has served him well.
Oh, that's a nice move. Intercepted it with the backhand volley.
3 in a row. Another example of the Zverev technique on the volley is pretty solid. Of course, having the long frame and arms certainly helps to reach that one.
Yeah, he's got quite a wingspan when he stretches out at the net. Used it well there. Get back to deuce. Oh, what a shot that was. Etcheverry tried to rush him into this backhand corner.
And that's one of those points where you do everything right and you still lose it. You can't believe it. What a shot that was. Maybe he's saying he might have been able to put a racket on that.
He's thoroughly in command now. Another break. A chance to serve for the third set.
And this is when you get your mental capacity tested. It's getting close to 2 o'clock in the morning. And for Etcheverry to win this is going to have to go 5 sets unless somehow he can figure out a situation where he breaks back twice. This set's almost gone. It's a tough thing to think about. There's some mental lapses from both players there. The drop shot wasn't great, and Sasha just hit the ball right back to him. He still got the point.
And he's coming in again. So this good aggression, this transition game, the volley game. It's helped them immensely get the lead and build on it.
Yeah, I think you do all that hard work in the volleys to make them a better asset to your game style. And when he hits the forehand that heavy, he's a lot of opportunities to come forward.
Yeah, it's a nice shot to come in behind.
Absolutely. But having the better volleys helps you hit that forehand better because you're confident in all of the strokes.
Set point. All right, Zverev takes the third set. And the struggles that he experienced earlier seem to be a thing of the past. 6-1 and 2 sets to 1. Back on court. Another change of shirt for Etcheverry. Maybe a change of fortunes in this set, having lost that third set really in a blink of an eye when you think of how long the 2 opening sets took to complete. I'm glad you could be with us here. Nearing 2 in the morning here in New York. I'm Lee Sharis alongside Jan Michael Gamble. Battle for a spot in the 4th round here on Armstrong Stadium.
Nice volley. There's Zverev pointing up the line. It was open.
That's a good lob. Set it up with the drop shot.
Clever stuff from Zverev there. A little disguise in the drop shot. Waited to the last minute to open up that racket face, and then this. Tough to read this one. Offensive lob. Well, that time a defensive lob, but Etcheverry enough time to get set up nicely on it.
Zverev again at the net. 39 trips forward.
Starting to think that that's Zverev's favorite play. That forehand up the line, get up in there, execute on a volley. Sometimes the forehand's a winner. He's done it numerous times today.
That was a nice reply from Etcheverry because it was a good return. He definitely enjoys the running forehand up the line. We've seen him hit that a couple times tonight. I mean, that has got to be one of the best running forehands in the game. He hasn't missed one.
Absolutely. Well, that was wise this time. Zverev getting over there and covering the line. Opponent shows you his true colors. That's the forehand up the line on the run. You better get over there and take it away from him.
Exactly right.
Just about exactly 3 hours in this match.
plays those long lines so well. That backhand cross-court was beautiful.
One game all, full set.
So Zverev on the board. So the challenge for Etcheverry of late has been taking care of his serve. Yeah, broken 3 times in the 3rd set, so he's got to take care of it here in the 4th if he's going to have any chance of making a comeback. A lot of players this year opting to go with the sleeveless top like Zverev is. It's the gun show. There's Carlos Alcaraz, Ben Shelton, Francis Tiafoe.
It's the gun show depending on who's wearing it. Yeah, a lot of players choosing indeed to wear that type of a shirt. Maybe it keeps you a little bit cooler.
Yeah.
It's a second serve, love 15. This could get tricky.
Oh, how did he get that?
He stood his ground, and again with a great volley. It's a pretty nice little pickup right there. Nice response, good for serve. Big forehand from Etcheverry. What do you think about the volleys for Zverev? It does maybe run in the family a little bit. Misha, a very good volleyer. In fact, he was a serving volleyer.
Yeah.
Came forward all the time. So maybe some of those tips from his brother starting to pay off. All these trips forward. Love it. More offense. That's what we need from Etcheverry. Got to control some more of these rallies. A little too passive in the last set for my taste. Paid for it, that 6-1 loss. He'll be out of this tournament if he doesn't do something a little bit different. It's Sasha a lot more locked in now. I don't know how that worked out.
40-30.
There was a handwritten invitation to come forward.
Yeah, that was an awkward mishit from Zverev. Worked out pretty well for him in the end. Etcheverry carves out another game.
New ball, please.
They're not coming easily. He's getting it done so far, up 2-1.
4 sets. Zverev leads by 2 sets to 1.
So for him, we haven't seen Etcheverry miss that often out of the corner. He's been pretty consistent. Pretty impressed with how many fans are sticking around here at 2 in the morning. This stack just continues to grow.
That's a mountain of honeydew glasses.
Wow.
And someone's going to outfit their cupboard at home.
That's the Leaning Tower of honeydeuces. I've decided this year to not take the cups home. I have a few too many in the cupboards, which I thought, well, it'll be fun to use those at some point. I don't. But they are cool.
A monument to consumption.
Let's see if the honeydeuces can break their record of bringing in cash from last year. I read somewhere on media it's honeydew season if you partake. I thought that was funny.
USOpen.org is your online home for point-by-point live scoring, highlights, real-time stats, and draws. Visit the official tournament site at USOpen.org. A little more transition tennis. It's been one of the reasons why he's able to crack this match open.
I agree, Leaf. I think if he stayed in the baseline and just tried to go baseline to baseline, he would have lost this match just because he was making too many errors. Now he's honed in on the ground strokes and they look about how we would expect. He's done a great job of disrupting the rhythm and coming forward and executing on the volleys against Etcheverry.
What a good run that was. And here's the guy, 6 feet 6 inches tall, and he's running like an Olympic sprinter.
Yeah, this is a good get. I thought he actually might make this. Just a little too low to control.
It's been a while since he's produced that kind of serve that effectively.
Uh-oh, can't give too many of those away. It's only his second double fault for the entire match. 3 hours of tennis and only 2 double faults. Not so bad, but depending on when they come, of course, you could really hurt yourself with more than a few in a game. There we go, back in the 130s. Summoning some energy.
Etcheverry. Boy, he is battling here in the fourth, taking care of his service business and moving ahead 3-2.
3 games to 2, 4 sets. Zverev leads with 2 sets to 1.
These crowds, they've waited this long. I think that they want a 5th set. They're going to lend all the energy they can to Etcheverry.
Well, he took a page from the Zverev book with that backhand up the line. An absolute laser beam for love 30.
And that's quite the return, the little angle he created. Bit of a half swing on that return. It was a good serve into the body. Oh, no. Guy giving it a thumbs down. I don't think anybody thought that Zverev was going to miss that.
Disastrous error. Break point chances.
Thank you. Please.
What a strike that forehand was. The excellent depth drawing finally an error. Team Zverev, the girlfriend, just seems a little bit concerned here.
Yeah, Sophia. I think the whole team's a little concerned. I'm sure they'd like to see a 4-setter, not a 5. Oh, deuce never felt so good.
2 aces on 2 of the break points, both in the ad court, right up the tee. Had to work for one of them at 15-40, but here he is back at deuce. It's quite the comeback. Hey, Leaf, it's handy to have 130 miles an hour in your pocket there.
Yeah, that'll solve a few problems, right? 130 miles an hour right in the corner.
Not bad. Very impressive serving from down love 40. That could deflate the bubble that we're starting to see from Etcheverry.
And clearly Zverev is feeling that tee serve. You know, should Etcheverry be taking that away from him, do you think? Or
I think so. He hit it 3 times in a row there. He might as well try, make him hit out wide in the ad court.
I mean, the serve down the tee is the high percentage, right? The lower part of the net.
True.
Maybe take that one away, force your opponent go over the higher part of the net. It's an easy game from where we're sitting.
So easy. It's unbelievably easy. Let's just jump out there and play for him.
Boy, that was some point. I mean, Zverev again running so strongly. Thought it was a good volley from Etcheverry. Maybe got a little too much air underneath it.
If anything, it was easy to read that shot. Didn't really have another choice on it. Had to hit a drop shot there. It got too low. And the angle of his racket meant he had to hit it over into that corner. Zverev saw that and was there on it. Oh boy. That's just awesome. Can't say I'm surprised. We've seen that so many times today. It must have been 10 of these at least. Just rifles it right up the line from that corner. Watch how he gets around the outside of the ball to bring it in. He doesn't miss it on the line.
Missed it. And that's where good defense is so valuable. It looked like Etcheverry was ahead in the point. Just could not finish or control the volley.
Feels like that defense is more than good, Leaf. It's amazing how Zverev covers the court. It's a pretty good serve and not a bad approach. Zverev got over there and rifled that forehand himself. How about that return? Just casual on the 130. Just easily blocks it back with that two-handed backhand. This is an opportunity and a half here for Sasha Zverev.
Yeah, maybe his dad would like to head back to the hotel. Come on, son. Nearing 2:30 a.m. here in New York City. He's in again, and the volley seals the break. Well, that's a big moment. That was his 50th excursion to the net, and it helps him get to 4-3. He's got the break, and maybe, just maybe, the finish line is in sight. It's a couple games away. Well, it looks like a different player from the opening set when he couldn't find the service box. His ground strokes couldn't find the court.
The forehand has really done some good work in this set. The whole match, really. It was completely off, just as if the calibrations that it takes to hit that shot so well just weren't there for him early. But he's worked his way into this match. And now just a couple games away.
Etcheverry getting it done on the forehand. He certainly had plenty of chances to come in on any of these balls. It's just floating back.
Yeah, Etcheverry will go back and watch this match over again, I'm sure, because he's done a lot of really good things here against a player that is so difficult to beat. There have been some opportunities for him to come forward and sneak volley on some of those defensive shots out of the corner, these situations he's created. That's part of the learning process. And you think about this man, Etcheverry, and the way that he plays, it actually reminds me a little bit of how Zverev used to play. Started to have a little bit bigger serve, started to, you know, hit his ground strokes a little bit harder. And it wasn't really until the US Open here years ago when he made the finals that year he started hitting his forehand big instead of being just kind of neutral defensive shot maker at times. So that's something that I think Etcheverry could learn, work on a little bit. He's done a lot of good things today.
I mean, Etcheverry is just, a couple of years inside the top 100. Now he's close to becoming a regular top 30 guy with the results he's had. And you feel like his game has possibilities for growth, that's for certain.
It's true. He's going to play well in the clay. So he's going to have those results all the time. But if you want to continue to have like high-level results on the faster surfaces, which I think he can do. There's no real holes in the game. He's got a big serve. He still possesses the faster serve today, 137. He's hit plenty in the 130s. A few less aces on the match now, but getting free points, less of them in the last couple sets, but really a lot of positive things you can take from this. Are you kidding me?
When you combine the athleticism, that deep position, it's just tough to hit through these great defensive players.
A full-on dive on the return, puts it back over the net. Be careful he doesn't trip on those chase boxes back there. That far back in the court to make that forehand pass.
Etcheverry's last forehand, 101 miles per hour. Zverev hit it for a winner.
Zverev's ready to get on the training table. Remember, there's post-match stuff to be done for the players. Leaf, you and I are going to be running for the bus.
Yes.
Now, these guys have to stay here and stretch out and do the things that they have to do. Even Etcheverry is going to have to do that.
Yeah, he's going to have to warm down, maybe get a massage. Responsibilities with the press, the media.
Lovely shot into the corner. He's not ready yet. Made Sasha earn this.
He's got it. And that's some victory for Sasha Zverev. 4 sets over Tomas Etcheverry. Yeah, nice moment between these two. The one time when Etcheverry did reach a quarterfinals at a major was at Roland Garros, and it was Zverev who stopped him. And here, Etcheverry trying to reach the 4th round of the U.S. Open for the first time, and it was Zverev who stops him again.
Well, Zverev has the answers currently. And, it may not always be Zverev in his pathway. Etcheverry is playing better and better all the time and adjusting that game nicely for the hard courts. He played a solid match here today. Zverev had another gear, and that got him through it. Found the flaw in the calibration on that forehand and started landing those big forehands, especially up the line. And the passing shots were good. Serve got better as this match went on. So all the things really falling in line for Sasha. And in the end, an important type of a match to get through if you want to go deep in these draws.
He certainly wasn't at his best And it was Etcheverry who was playing some fine tennis. The Argentine got out of the blocks more strongly. It was a great effort. Certainly a brilliant effort in his second round match just to get an opportunity to play here again today. So he'll be proud of himself. And the crowd still hanging in.
Sasha, this is the second latest finish ever in US Open history. You are part of history now. How accomplished do you feel at this day in the office for you?
Yeah, first of all, thank you very much for staying so late. It's a Friday night in New York. To be honest, if I would have a free Friday night, I would be somewhere else. But I guess it's your choice. But no, it was a great atmosphere. It was so much fun to play. Tomas played an incredible match. You know, had me on the ropes for the first 2 sets, and you know, I'm just glad that I came through and won.
How deep did you have to dig to get out of this one? Because he was in a groove in that first set.
Yeah, he played extremely well, and I felt like I didn't at times, and I felt like I had to make the match very physical. I had to make it as long as possible, and you know, I'm glad it worked out. But of course, you know, now it's the second week is coming. I know that my level has to kind of, you know, get up there to beat the best players in the world, because the opponents are not going to get easier. But today I'm happy that I won.
How about just playing under the Friday night lights? Well, it's Saturday technically now, but the energy, the magic that you feel here in New York City, that vibe.
No, as I said, thank you very much for giving this energy. I mean, it's incredible. You know, I played a US Open final here without anybody inside the stadiums, and you know, you guys are the ones that make the atmosphere so special. You guys are the ones that give us all the emotions, and you know, I'm glad that we're back to normal, and I'm glad that we can all enjoy each other's company and you know, spend beautiful moments on tennis court.
Well, there's a lot of love for you here in New York City. Ladies and gentlemen, Sasha Zverev is on to the next round here at the US Open. Congratulations to him. And he's going to sign a few autograph balls for you fans out who stayed out to watch him. Let's make some noise. Let him hear it one more time.
So Sasha Zverev, yeah, he's happy to be playing in front of these fans and happy to advancing to the 4th round. And he's got Brandon Nakashima, the young American who's made some nice moves. That's going to be a captivating match, because Nakashima might be playing the best tennis of his life.
I think without a question, Nakashima is playing the best tennis of his life. He's going to try to make that a physical match against Nakashima, attack the forehand if he can. A forehand that's been vastly improved by Brandon Nakashima. And by the way, Nakashima also serving big, so that's going to be interesting to see how Zverev tries to adapt to that as we look at some of the stats from the match. The overall summary: first serve points won, just favoring Zverev a little bit. That helped him out in the end. Returns in play, there's an interesting stat we haven't seen a little bit. 72% is really impressive. And the 54 winners almost catching up to the unforced errors. Bulk of those unforced errors really came at the beginning of the match. It was fairly clean in the end. And in fact, that last set, only 7 unforced errors. So the total is a little bit misleading there in the end. Overall, good match for Zverev.
Yeah, there's we'll look at the draw. Certainly a session of the draw now with Carlos Alcaraz out and Novak Djokovic out. You feel like, is this a time for Sasha Zverev to make some moves in the major? I'm sure there are some other players who are going to be thinking the same way. Certainly a wonderful opportunity. So Zverev advances. We'll close down proceedings for the moment from Louis Armstrong Stadium Court. Thanks for being a part of our coverage once again. Tune in again tomorrow for more tennis from the US Open.
history.